And Dave, what was the reception on this tonight?
Yeah, parents are not too thrilled about this. So this is all happening in the aftermath of the tragedy at Oxford schools, which you mentioned back in 2021. So now the board is wrestling with the question, what if another shooting was to happen inside one of these schools? And a potential answer there, let's have gun safes in the schools only accessible to school resources officers, and those safes can only be opened by a scan of an optic by your eye. Basically, your eye, much like your iPhone, would open that safe. Today, we got a first-hand look at how it all works. This is the safe in question, made in Brighton by a company, 360 Life Safety.
We call it the SRO advantage. It gives the school resource officer an advantage.
It's unique in that access can only be granted through an optic scan.
You don't have to remember the code when you're under stress. When you're under stress, one thing you lose is your fine motor skills.
Much like a smartphone, a camera performs that scan on a person trying to open the safe and only allows those permitted to have access.
It's just this quick.
So there's no combination or anything like that. It is scanning your eye.
Iris.
Inside could be kept long guns and bulletproof vests that the school resource officer, private security, or sheriff's office would provide.
First school we sold these to has 3 of these units, one in 3 different schools.
During a school board meeting in Oxford, the proposal was made to buy 2 or even 6 of these safes at roughly $8,000 to $9,000 apiece. The proposal was met with mixed reactions.
We have to look at it from the perspective of stopping a threat, not keeping a firearm in the building. It's to stop a threat.
I don't want to say it's a no-brainer, but it's like when seconds matter that day, people have talked about it, like if they could only been there a few seconds sooner, if they could only be there a few minutes sooner, what could have changed?
I feel like we're taking a problem, a massive problem that we already are living through because of guns, and our solution is more guns.
So you heard applause there from the audience. So what you didn't hear is some public comment. Technical difficulties are preventing us from bringing you some of those comments, but I'll paraphrase what some of the people had to say. They said hardening schools by putting more guns in them is no way to keep them more safe, no way to keep the students safe. Another parent said that the students themselves will not feel any safer if they know that guns are in the school where they're trying to learn. So what the board decided to do, table this issue for now. They want to get more input from the community, possibly send out surveys, possibly hold a town hall meeting and discuss this issue further before deciding whether or not to purchase those safes and put them in the school. We will, of course, stay with this story as it develops. Reporting live in Oxford tonight, Dave Spencer, Fox 2 News.
I mean, it sounds good, of course, Dave, but it does seem a bit reactive instead of proactive, because even with the eye scan, it's going to take time to get the guns out of that safe to be able to handle the situation. I mean, are there any other local schools with a safe like that right now?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there are 4 in Oakland County. That's what we learned inside the meeting. Now, those schools are not being divulged. They don't want to make it public which school districts have those safes. But in doing the demonstration, it is a quick eye scan. It opens really quick, and they argue, if you are too nervous and you can't remember a code, or, you could lose a combination, this gives you more access. But there are also the risks of having that gun, having those guns fall into the wrong hands, having an officer that's possibly too nervous to use it. So all of this has to be considered, which is why they're giving it more time.